perform. They have to do it right now. They cannot afford to lose here as this game is getting started.
Team Liquid can't afford to lose, and they went into that series with Oxygen, and they went into Game 5, and then suddenly they were blunted, and Team Endpoint, today playing in orange, will be hoping that Team Liquid are just a little bit shaken by what just happened to them. Meanwhile, Endpoint coming off the back of a win after losing their first 2 series, but that did include a reverse sweep against them. So 2 bruised and battered teams. And speaking of being bruised and battered, Speed has just destroyed Relating Wave early doors.
Beautiful play here from Liquid. Cooks her with the shot, and Speed keeps the net open. Relating Wave, see you later. Liquid are here, and they strike first.
2 of the old guard against each other in this series. Cooks here for Team Liquid, and then Metsonoris come second, come third in huge events. 1 E-League in his time. And the 1 Worlds, of course. And he's still in the battle to do so and to win this regional. But it's 1-0 to Liquid here. Metsonoris into the center for Relating Wave. Could be the instant return. And you see that. When Endpoint get bumped to concede a goal, they love to do the same thing straight back to their opponents. Look at Vert here.
Right on Speed of all people as well. Like, yeah, you know what's about to happen, Speed. And so Virtuoso doesn't even bump him. He lines up next to him and says, yep, you're just going to have to sit and watch. Endpoint, easy equalizer.
I would love to see a series where all 6 of these players are going for each other just as much as the ball. I want to see a bloodbath here, Dazarin, with so much on the line. Whoever loses this one going out in Regional 2, and their major chances potentially just starting to get a little bit scary. This could be one where car parts are left splattering the pitch all over the place. But only if it continues that way. It's like, it's saved by Metsonoris, and Fruity can't add the next one in.
Beautiful save here, but yeah, I mean, everyone is on their hinges or their tippy toes, whatever you want to call it. You have to be very careful here. For Endpoint, I mean, they got Virtuoso moving up and down the field. You keep your eye open, you'll see him chasing someone, but Metsonoris gets a bump here, forcing Fruity to go in place of Speed. And now a bump also on Virtuoso. Bye-bye. That one's going over towards the Endpoint end.
He's gone for Metsonoris as well, and if he'd have connected with him, that would have been 2-1 Liquid. This is absolutely brutal, and I'm loving every second of it so far. But we do have a second just to breathe. This ball comes into the center, and Virtuoso takes a touch. It's only as far as Cooks here. Fruity's up, but it's saved by Relating Wave.
Beautiful speed there from Fruity. Got up in time, but Speed!
What a finish!
He doesn't need Speed. The shot accuracy here. Amazing from Speed.
Look at this one, powerfully into the top corner. Metsonoris knew he had no chance. He was boostless, he was flat-wheeled, he was underneath the ball as it sailed into the goal. And that's 2-1 Liquid.
Oh man, this one's already starting to heat up. Bump plays, great shot chances. Speed out of both teams. Oh, and Speed the player, he's there too. So much going on in this series. We're only in game 1.
That could be 3-1 to Liquid, but it's saved by Relating Wave coming into his own goal, and Cooks here should have done better with the follow-up. A let-off for Endpoint, so Metsonoris can push it long. I don't know how much boost he has. Probably not much the way he's left that ball to let Relating Wave in instead. Fruity helps out Cooks, and then Virtuoso misses. Speed has a chance to counter. Who's there to his left? There's Fruity with no boost. Didn't matter anyway because Metsonoris got up quick to cover that, and Zaz, this is going to be a fast one. This is going to be a really quick series of Rocket League. It could be 2 all out of nothing. We're not going to get much chance to talk today.
Nah, too many goals, too much happening here. Fruity tries to go for the challenge, pitches off of Virtuoso, and that's just one. I feel like Fruity just needs to let that one go. Let someone back go and take that challenge. Pitches into the net. You hate to see it. Endpoint will take it as they tie it up.
Already demos coming in from the kickoff. Fruity on Mets and Virtuoso from Speed. Somebody please keep track of all the demos that are coming in because I'm going to lose count pretty darn quickly at this rate. Got a chance for Vert to show his mechanics into the center where Cooksey can go high. Now Relating Wave's coming in, puts it downwards. He wants to find Metsonoris, and he will, but Fruity also found the ball, and that's good defending from Liquid. Defensively, they have struggled at times this season, so good to see them standing tall when Endpoint do have some possession in their third. But hang about. Here's Relating Wave. He opts to shoot instead of pass. Fruity can go high, and that should be good. But again, the next person following up is an Endpoint man, and it's another good save from Liquid.
Yeah, Liquid are trying to get that rotation back in order after the double commit in midfield to try to bump Vert off the ball. Now, pressure coming out. Virtuoso, another shot. This one will at least get to the midfield line. But look, the control, all Endpoint. There's the pass finally coming through, but nothing doing as it gets played into the corner.
Speed should be able to clear this one well towards the right side, but Virtuoso again. Such a good read for Endpoint. Now the infield pass, which Relating Wave decided against. Can be quite reluctant going for passes Relating Wave. Certainly a safety-first player, which sometimes is the right decision, but I think there he could have opted to be a little bit braver, because down the other end, Cooksir shows him how it's done, diving into that ball there. It didn't lead to a goal, but it was another chance for Liquid after they've had much of the pressure against them for the last minute or so.
Yeah, that's a pinch out, and Speed tries to get there. Not fast enough. There's a demo on Virtuoso. He is in the right place at the right time off the respawn. Pass all the way through, turns into a shot, but Speed's there to match it. Less than a minute in game one, and this has been quite the show. Explosive, to say the least, from both teams.
Let's just hope that both teams can keep up this pace throughout this series. It's Speed that takes a shot, Relating Wave's up for it. And Virtuoso slightly reluctantly following up, deciding whether he should be cheating there or not. He sort of opts to, and does get a touch, but Speed is quicker than Metsonoris. Cooksir's coming in! That's got to be the third goal, and it is, and it goes to Cooksir.
Cooksir waiting at the right time. I told F. He still got the speed. Good shot from Cooksir. That's going to be the lead here with 26 seconds left for Team Liquid.
Can Endpoint do anything about that, though? Virtuoso, will he go for his kickoff? It wasn't even his to go for in the end. He loves to get a demo off the kickoff, but no chance. So now they've got to do this the old-fashioned way. They're pushing the ball forward and building up some pressure, but look at Fruity closing them down. He won't get to score, but he could get an assist, depending on Metsonoris' touch. Now there's Relating Wave up against Cooksir. Vert will have a clean touch, but it's just pumped aimlessly forwards. The last thing that Team Endpoint needed. Liquid should be able to defend, but that's poor. Virtuoso wide, though. Relating Wave with the final chance into the center. Is anyone following up? It's Metsonoris, but there's no one there. Oh my goodness, Daz, that was exhausting. But game one only, goes to Liquid.
Yeah, welcome to the series. Like, there was a reason I knew this one was going to be exciting. And you saw it right there. Endpoint and Liquid. I mean, this is a fight fire with fire. And I don't mean that as a Liquid pun either. I mean that in terms of just, you see the demos, you see the aggression, you see all the offense from both these teams and what they're able to output here. And it's really going to come down to the more solid team. Endpoint had some really close chances, and the game just barely got by them off of that Liquid pass play.
Was that another Liquid pun when you said the more solid team?
You know, I'm going to need some oxygen.
Oh, it's a Rocket League team. Dignitas.
Nope, that one didn't work.
Not a pun, is it?
Yeah, we're going to need some cringes in the chat.
I just said a name. But I tried, Daz. I tried so hard, and so too did Endpoint to win that first game. They couldn't quite manage it. Going down at 3-2. But well played, Liquid. They've certainly managed to pick themselves up after a tough loss at the end versus Oxygen. But how haven't they conceded there? Speed just saved Cooksir. I felt like Cooksir had given up there. He was underneath the ball. It looked like he had no chance of saving it, yet the angel above him was Speed, and it remains 0-0 early doors.
Imagine Speed being the angel above you.
It's a scary thought.
I don't know if I feel very safe about that. But in Rocket League, it works out really well. As you say, Speed does come in clutch. Liquid now, they were able to scrape by with game one, but they are no means safe here. As again, this Endpoint team are going to keep fighting. Remember, whoever loses, they're done for the day. Almost a great shot from Cooksir. Relating Wave will get the save there.
It was such a good shot. Relating Wave coming in from the side. It wasn't even his to save, yet he had a feeling his teammate was in trouble and bailed him out, and now he comes forward, beating Speed to the ball. Virtuoso up against Fruity. Metsonoris, can he get a touch here? He dodges early, but Cooksir had the same idea. Defends brilliantly, so great defense from both these teams so far, and I've just cursed it because that was terrible, but it's 1-0 Virtuoso.
Virtuoso waiting here off the touch from Relating Wave. A great read from Vert. Fruity was struggling to recover there, and Virtuoso puts it at the right place. Endpoint start this one off with the lead.
Yeah, credit to Virtuoso. We gambled on Fruity misreading that one. It was the first misread in this game, so easy to just assume that your opponent will hit it there, but he didn't. And it paid off with a 1-0 lead towards Endpoint. And now Liquid just starting to slow down a little bit. Not sure if that's by design or just because they're running out of steam a tad, despite winning that first game. Metsonoris is coming in. So much pressure for Endpoint still, but they had a lot in the first game as well. So anybody supporting Liquid and watching this one shouldn't worry too much at this point, unless there's a few more dodgy touches like that from Fruity. And again, it's Virtuoso the recipient.
Yeah, Virtuoso at this point just banking on these misreads from Fruity, sees a chance and looking from his angle, he does have that red all day long. Good shot from Vert, defense from Liquid, caught off guard by the shot from Virtuoso.
Yeah, we're certainly seeing that Endpoint are prepared to punish Liquid for any mistakes that they do make, so Liquid will have to step up in that sense. I'm sure they'll be able to. Cooksir finds his teammate Speed.
Oh!
Look how quick that was, that attack.
And the shot, 285 miles per hour there off the pass. A laser in the back of the net off of the touch from Cooksir. Speed with the shot. Response from Liquid. They make a statement, but they're still down by 1.
And here comes Cooksir again. Is this one going in? It's saved by Mets. Danger signs for Endpoint. We know they have it in them to chuck away a big lead. We've seen it time and time again in the grid and throughout the RLCS as well. They've already been reverse swept today, remember, so being a game down will not fill them with too much confidence. This is awkward for Speed. He's got players chasing him. It's Metsonoris that does. Virtuoso just gets a little nibble on Speed to make it awkward for him. But Cooksir, the speed of thought in defense again, manages to help out Team Liquid when it did seem that 3-1 was on the horizon. And now, is this going in? It is! What is this? How's that gone in?
Fruity, he's not been hitting the aerials, but he'll get that read.
He gets that.
He's like, that's what you get for banking off my misses, okay? You want to play off that miss. Good pitch from Fruity. Liquid back in the game off of that goal. It's tied up 2-2.
Only Fruity banks on Fruity's misses. Anybody else, they're going to get punished for it. And that's what we saw there. Crazy. What an odd little pogo stick of a goal there, just bouncing on the ball. Virtuoso tries to set up Relating Wave to return Endpoint's lead, but it doesn't happen. Now Speed is up. Will he beat Metsonoris? He won't. Metsonoris always seems to have the read on his opponents. This is no different. Relating Wave has all the time in the world to put it away, and he scores! Except he hits the crossbar when he should have. And the attack eventually is suppressed by Liquid, but that was a real chance there for Endpoint.
I mean, Endpoint have had a lot of close chances, though, that they should have scored. So many good offensive drives from them. They get in front of the net, they get the passes out, but the will to make the saves coming out here from Liquid has been much larger than any press of offense Endpoint's put on them. And they've kept this one as close as it has been. We're still tied up 2-2 with 1:50 left on the clock.
Good flick from Cooksir to hopefully alleviate some of the pressure that's coming in against Liquid. And then Speed follows him up with that 50-50 in the air against Metsonoris. It's Fruity's turn to keep it going. He goes around the corner, gets a few more touches. And Virtuoso has learnt his lesson and banks on Fruity to get these weird plays on this occasion, which meant that he was there for the save. He's got no boost, so he goes up against Fruity. Where's this ball going? It's between Relating Wave and Speed. It's going to bounce awkwardly for Liquid. This is really dangerous. Metsonoris finding Relating Wave. The question is, where is Virtuoso for the shot? He's all the way back. He does get a clean shot, but Speed should save. But yet another chance for Endpoint, who keep on coming. Relating Wave, surely!
What?
No, it's saved! And Metsonoris is going to struggle to get this one back. How have Liquid survived there? Will this be the moment? No! Speed saves! This is ridiculous! The pressure still not let in! Finally! Oh my!
After so much pressure and after so much defense, Endpoint finally get a goal on. Bert gets a bump in there too. Speed comes up, but Metsonoris with a shot right behind him. And Endpoint take the lead with a crucial moment in the game.
At this point, I couldn't even tell you whether it's good defense from Liquid or bad offense from Endpoint. But I mean, that was pretty much bad defense at the kickoff, wasn't it? Look at that.
Yeah, Speed cheats up so hard, but then just completely turns off. And it's just a wide open shot for Relating Wave there. And now we have a minute left, and Liquid are down by 2. Not the place you want to be against this Endpoint squad.
Relating Wave is almost on the exact same thing again. Speed got half a touch on it, but Wave actually, I think, had a shooting chance. Any other series, Daz, I would say that Endpoint surely are going to be able to see this one away, but I have got no idea what's going to happen in the next 40 seconds here. This is just wild from beginning to end.
It really is. Again, buckle up. I knew it would be a wild ride. I didn't expect it to be this wild.
You always get the best series, Daz, I swear. Whenever you cast, magic happens, and this is no different.
Oh, man, we got 30 seconds left here. Again, these teams are fighting not for playoffs, not to stay alive in the group, but also for a spot in the major. Like, this is must-win scenarios here between these two teams. It's the final 10 seconds here. Endpoint are looking to tie up the series. They have the pressure, they have the possession, and they have the game. That one will fall eventually. But eventually...
You're trying to predict what's going to happen, aren't you, Daz? You reckoned any second the ball was going to fall, but not with these teams, not today. The ball drops when they're ready for it to drop, okay? When they're good and ready.
You know, they asked me to make predictions in this series coming into it, and there's a reason why it took me this long. All right, here we go.
So, are you prepared to make a prediction now?
I mean, I said Liquid would win, so I got to stick with that.
Okay.
But, I mean, this one, the way that this game 2 went, everything just seems up in the air. As both of these teams, I mean, you saw what Liquid were able to produce with that shot from Speed off the pass from Cookser. That was a high pass shot. But Endpoint, I mean, that pressure is something that Liquid are going to have to adapt to. They were stuck on their own, and I'm talking saves off the goal line. The ball just would not go into the net at times when Endpoint would push through. Luka truly did have some solid defense, but Endpoint's offense just had them outpaced.
Well, that is the positive that Liquid can take. They managed to hold Endpoint at bay for so long with all the cards against them. So if there is another wave of pressure from Endpoint, Liquid need to dig deep and remember how long they survived last time and the counterattacks that they have been getting, because Endpoint do have a habit of pushing the third man forward at the silliest of times, right when you're thinking, okay, let it go, the play's over, go back and get some boost. They'll say, no, do you know what? I reckon I can get this cross-court 50-50 in the air, and that's where they can be found out. So if Liquid do turn into a more counter-attacking style throughout the rest of this series, I wouldn't dislike that, but we'll see if that's how it happens.
With this one getting started off, Endpoint are really going to want to build off of that momentum and gain in game 2. And Liquid are going to want to stop that as much as possible. It seems as though they're doing so. The midfield possession has been going back and forth. You see Speed with the ball off the ceiling. Let's see what he can do with it. Oh. Flip reset, and almost Metzanorris is there to meet the ball.
It was a great save from Metzanorris, not just because he got to the ball, but because he put it out wide into some space. Meaning that his teammates could go and get it and sweep up, but he's going to have to be, better than that this time. Relating wave, not quite good enough in defense. Very, very fortunate that that one didn't make it all the way in, and Cooks is closing down Virtuoso. Relating wave is called back into action in defense, but Fruity's read him! What a save from Metzanorris, the reflexes to get there, and it's still 0-0.
And now Speed will try to take this again, and yeah, defense has been exceptional from Endpoint, but you can see the change here in control. As Fruity puts a shot on, it's wide off target. Metza will have to make a save, but the offense that we saw from Endpoint earlier, late, I should say, in game 2, seems to have evaporated. Liquid have had most of the pressure here in this game, and they want to continue to push it forward. We'll see if Endpoint can get anything going on offense. Almost do! Speed has to make a big save.
Some crazy saves coming in from both teams, and this time it was Liquid's turn now. He's teed up Fruity. Wants to get the flip reset, but can't quite maneuver his car around that ball. And Virtuoso shows some good patience, just to try and cool in Speed, tell him to go for it, then flick it over his head when he eventually did. Metzanorris wanted to get that one over the top of Fruity, but couldn't. And Virtuoso, he opts to shoot when he had Relating Wave into the center. I think it was the wrong decision in hindsight, but you can see why he chose to shoot when that much of the goal was gaping. But still, somehow, it's 0-0, and I can't believe we haven't had a goal yet.
Yeah, this is tight. Both teams playing really solid Rocket League. Virtuoso playing that downfield, easily met by Fruity. Liquid are really trying to press Endpoint, keeping them on their own half. I do think that's one of the reasons why we haven't seen a goal scored yet. Endpoint haven't gotten set on offense that often. They've been stuck on their own half. This is probably the best chance that they've gotten here. Virtuoso goes up, aggressive third man, and it's going to be a clear the other way.
That was dangerous. Like the counterattack for a second looked like it would pay some payouts for Liquid, but it was well shepherded in the end by Metzanorris. Now Virtuoso finds Relating Wave. He's going to take another touch here. Got a couple of players coming towards him, but managed to get it away from Speed. So when Cooksig comes in, he's got no one to help him out and no boost at all. And Metzanorris can just slow things right down, use all of his experience to buy his team a few seconds so they can come forward themselves. Is this the moment where Endpoint starts an actual a few waves of pressure? Because it has been rare, as you say, in this third game, but one moment can completely change that, and this could be it. Virtuoso's coming in, but Speed saves.
Relating Wave off target, trying to get that quick follow-up. It was a good chance there, but the accuracy has to be pinpoint. Now pressure here from Endpoint, but look at Kuxer. He puts everything behind that Batmobile to get that back into midfield. Liquid doing what they can to hold off Endpoint, but this is where Endpoint play their best. Relating Wave looks for the shot. Blocked again. Speed bumps Kuxer by ball as he flips that one and get it out of the zone.
Why not, Daz? You know, when everything is going as crazily as it is, why not say, do you know what, I want the ball. Sorry, former world champion Kuxer that's been in the scene for about 58 years at this point. I'm Speed and I fancy this one, but it is still 0-0 with 50 seconds left. The first goal becoming more and more important. And you do fancy either of these defenses to crumble at any second to let their opponents have it. This time it's Liquid coming forward. Fruity has a pass for Speed up there, but Relating Wave does get the save.
This is where things get tight here, Cole. Like you said, time is ticking down. 30 seconds left here. One goal can make the difference between a team going on match point. That might be it.
It was always going to happen.
Norris, a long shot all the way downfield.
How utterly predictable that it's a roller from an overcommit. There's nobody in the defensive half of the field, and it is as simple as you like for Metsonoris. And with 27 seconds left, have Endpoint just given themselves the advantage in this series. The kickoff will have to be good from Liquid. It's Speed on the sidewall into the center. Relating Wave's going to read it. He's going to shoot as well as he decided just to put it to the side because he saw Kuxer waiting for that shot. That time Kuxer got back a lot better than he did before. And that one's over the top as well. Speed might be able to get onto this one. If the 50-50 is good, Liquid could be in. There's a demo that comes in from Virtuoso on Speed. And surely this is the game. Metsonoris will slow this ball right down. Get it to touch the floor. Is it going to happen? Yes, it is. 2-1 Endpoint. Are you frustrated with Liquid for overcommitting like that? Or do you feel that they were doing what had to be done to really try and wrestle the momentum from Endpoint?
Yeah, I do feel like that overcommit probably shouldn't have happened, to be honest. You look at the game, you look at the situation. It's tied up. You know, we're approaching the bottom part of the game. A goal here is going to be big. You don't want to drop a goal due to being out of position. That's what ends up happening here. Liquid just, again, coming out of position. Metsonoris gets a goal, and it's not... They didn't really have to work too hard for it. He just saw that there was an open net and shot at it. For Liquid now, back's against the wall. Split is against the wall as well here. I mean, they're playing for a lot. They cannot afford to go out here. We'll see what they have here. They have to give it their all. Otherwise, their run in the split ends here.
This is absolutely huge for Team Liquid. They have to start off well, one would think, in this fourth game, because if they go behind or if the pressure starts to go against them, the thoughts of that Game 5 against Oxygen, the thoughts of the series that they've lost throughout the RLCS regionals so far are just going to start to eat away at them. It is do or die for Team Liquid, and for Endpoint, it's just as important. Both of these teams going to battle so hard to make it through into this Swiss and survive to a Series 5 in it. But it's Endpoint that start the fourth game a little bit better, but Speed is there to save.
The save from Speed. Liquid have to fix things in terms of transitioning, making sure not to send too many people forward. And honestly, the ball reads from them have to get a lot better. I'm telling you, Fruity gets going, it'll be huge for Liquid when he hits the ball. And I mean, when he puts those shots on, it's deadly. And he needs it now more than ever. That's a big whiff from him, and Speed will have to carry this one all the way downfield.
We almost managed it over the top of Metsonoris, but he got his car in the way, did Mets. Now, Relating Wave against Fruity, this is an important 50-50, because if it doesn't end up well, then Kuxer is going to have a chance to shoot, and this man does not miss.
Yeah, look at that. Kuxer coming up big here, starting things off on the right foot for Liquid. Beautiful shot, great placement from them. And now Liquid, they start things off on the right foot. Now they just need to hold on to this lead. There's still plenty of time to go.
I know there's a lot of people in chat right now that want to see Liquid win this one, and I think fans of Rocket League in general would be more than happy to see this one go to 5. Liquid have started off well to make that happen, but Relating Wave's coming forward now. A pre-jumping Virtuoso, he's almost met it. How much damage could that have done if he'd connected? But he couldn't quite, and now down the other end, Fruity is charging down quickly. It's going to land on Kuxer, but the angle's not quite there, and Speed have decided against following up.
Good dunk from Relating Wave, and now Endpoint will try things on offense, and this is just what you don't want to see when you're a Liquid fan, is Endpoint bringing the ball up and keeping offensive pressure. They've been able to do so much with it, but that clear from Speed, a breath of fresh air. Liquid have some space. We'll see what they can do. Another shot from Cookser. It's blocked out by Virtuoso.
Now Relating Wave can find Metanoris in the center if he plays his cards right. He does. Metanoris takes one touch, but a good touch from Speed actually out wide. Then the second has been connecting with those little double taps of the sidewalls all day. Relating Wave was in all sorts of bother on his own goal line, somehow managed to recover to get a block before too much harm was done. But it does mean that Liquid can just keep coming forward. They have the pressure. They had none of this in the third game. This time they do have some. Speed goes around one defender towards Metanoris. This one's going into the center. Fruity is up for it, but I think Virtuoso will win this one. He does. And Cooks has been bumped as well. If this 50-50 is good from Vert, could be dangerous, but it's not. It's actually dangerous against his team. Fruity fakes, Fruity shoots, and then Cooks doesn't quite put it away because Relating Wave stepped up big time there.
So now still a one-goal game here. Halfway through, Liquid have maintained a one-goal lead, but Endpoint haven't struck yet. Almost a chance, a good save. Relating Wave is up, but Speed lives up to his name, gets there first. Still pressure as Mets tries to push this one downfield, looking for a challenge. Fruity will get the save. Speed will get a big goal line save. Endpoint though, they won't quit knocking. Liquid need a clear soon.
Yeah, Endpoint have finally managed to figure out how to break through this Liquid defense. It's not quite resulting in a goal just yet, but they are getting more touches. They're first to every ball. And they just look speedier in general. Fruity, what are you doing there? Was that a side flip? It was something weird. And Virtuoso almost managed to capitalize. He couldn't quite, but Endpoint can get another attack going.
Not liking what I'm seeing here from Liquid. There are a lot of just kind of pre-jumps on the ball. I've seen it from Cookser. I've seen it from Fruity. They have not necessarily got the strongest read, and they're barely holding on to this one-goal lead. They got to get things together here and dig deep if they want to get through. Now Metanoris gets to bang that off the backboard for free, but Speed will get there before Vert does.
Oh, good pass. They're related to Metanoris. Cookser will save, but it was a clever little touch out wide. Virtuoso needs to quickly get back here because Cookser's clearance is a good one. His touch is decent, and his second one is even better. It just puts a little bit of height on the ball to slow it down. But Speed, he is playing well in this fourth game. He is linking everything together right now for Liquid. He is their most likely to score, I would say, despite it being Cookser that has his name on the score sheet. Here is that man, the Englishman Speed, in the corner. But for once, he can't get his second touch. Cookser does come in, though. And Virtuoso will read it. And Liquid have some pressure of their own now, Daz.
Yeah, a lot of pressure coming out from Liquid here. Maintaining this, getting that insurance goal, going to be a big thing for them as the clock is ticking. 40 seconds remaining for Liquid to hold on to the lead to force Game 5. That's a big beat, and now Endpoint are looking to move the other way.
Virtuoso trying to take out Fruity, and Fruity just can't quite shake him off. But the clearance is good enough that Relating Wave has to turn back from it. Endpoint come forward again. Good 50 from Virtuoso. Relating Wave takes out Cookser. Oh, is there a more Endpoint goal that you've ever seen than that?
Unbelievable! The pitch looking on its way towards the net, and the bump goes on. Relating Wave smacks Cookser out of the way. Endpoint cut in Liquid's run here. If they win this game, 20 seconds left. And Endpoint, they're bringing it on. They have the pressure here, Cole. This could be it. Relating Wave plays this one through. Fruity will get the clear. 10 seconds. Liquid are trying to move the other way. They need a big drive here. Cookser to Fruity. Fruity, oh, he doesn't have the read. Gets a bump, though. Will it matter? Ball on the Endpoint end. Virtuoso sending it downfield. Speed will say no, and the ball will stay up. Will they let it fall? It's cleared all the way downfield. No team except Liquid. They say, okay, we'll play this overtime.
The scriptwriter, it would seem, is going to get his way. As many overtime goals as possible will be massive in this game. It's what everybody wants to see. But Liquid have to force a Game 5 here, or they are out. And Endpoint live to fight another day in the Swiss. His speed up into the air. Relating Wave beats Cookser comfortably. Fruity's going to have to really think about his next touch here because Virtuoso is just lingering, sniffing around, waiting! And a dunk from Metanoris is going to be enough to break Team Liquid's heart. It was two ugly goals from Endpoint, but they won't care. They survive to the next, and Liquid are out.
Endpoint stay alive in stage 2. And Liquid, heartbreaking that run ends here. They put a valiant effort in. They had the lead. They maintained it for the majority of that game, Cole. But Endpoint would not quit. And you saw the result of it. They end up taking this series.
The result is absolutely massive, not just in the context of this third regional, but also the major and EU RL esports as a whole, because I know fully well that the Triple Trouble roster are watching this one right now, praying for Endpoint to win. They have indeed, which means that Team Liquid have no chance of making the major. Triple Trouble still in with an opportunity, but that's all out there. I mean, this series just in a vacuum, does it get any more entertaining than that? That series had everything, Dazarin.
It did. I mean, we saw everything from high-speed goals to great solo plays, a lot of bumps and demos. And, I mean, it really shows you what these teams are capable of when they have to leave it all out there. And that was the case for both of these teams. Endpoint and Liquid both had something to play for here. Liquid more so. But at the end of the day, I mean, this Endpoint roster, you've told me plenty of times, Cole, they've been on the up and up. And we've seen them come up clutch here, and it's a well-deserved win for them.
I've certainly seen Endpoint play cleaner than that. It was a scrappy series that they were sort of associated with a couple of months ago. They've started to move away from that to a much more clean rotational play style. But do you know what? It never leaves you. You can take the chaos out of the players, but you can't take the players out of the chaos. As soon as it turns into that awkward series, Endpoint are going to be a match for anyone in that style of game. And they managed to see it through. I still don't quite know how they won that one in only 3-1, how it didn't go to 5. But one way or another, it made it happen. And Daz, I need a cold glass of water. That was just enthralling from beginning to end.
Well, we'll give Cole a chance to get some water. In the meantime, though, obviously that series is going to have a lot of you all talking. Please make sure you use the hashtag RLCS and at RL Esports on Twitter to really share your thoughts with this series. We'll be keeping an eye out because that's definitely going to be one that we speak about for a while. In the meantime, we're going to take a water break for Cole and for you. But don't worry, we'll be back with more Rocket League.